Hello everyone, Ron Johnson here from LTL Tutoring Central, and my little presentation is all about brainstorming. Hence the picture of the brain with electricity or lightning coming out of it. But don't fear, brainstorming is a very powerful technique, but it's a very useful technique that can help us in so many ways. So where does brainstorming originate? Well, it started with Alex Osborne, and that's him in the picture there. And he was an advertising executive who was looking to find a technique that would generate more ideas from more people. He thought that the conventional business meetings were inhibiting the creation of new ideas. Of course, back in 1941, when this was all starting, there was a lot of top-down organization. So the boss was the idea person, or maybe a couple of people at the top, and everyone else sort of went along with it. He wanted to open it up so that you could get more people involved and get more ideas on the table, so to speak. And at first he called it Think Up. And along the way it became known as brainstorming, which I think is probably a better name for what's really going on in this process or this technique. Now, originally, brainstorming was used for business meetings. As I mentioned before, it was dreamt up by an advertising executive. And this was more of a group effort. So everyone would get together, and perhaps there was a specific problem to be solved, or you might be looking for innovative new ideas. For advertising, I'm sure they were always looking for new ideas to promote a service or a product. So you'd get the group together and solicit each member's ideas, and once you have all of the ideas together, you could weed out and find the ones that would work best for you. So that was more of a group effort, but the current use, brainstorming is used almost everywhere. It's used in schools, it's used in businesses, it's used in nonprofit organizations, it's used in probably book club groups, almost any kind of situation you can think of. And it's used in groups still, but it's also used for individuals. And I use it a lot in my teaching for individuals and even for myself, just to help myself write blogs and other products. Here are the rules for brainstorming. And beside rules, I put anti-rules because in a sense, they're non-rules. They're meant to free you up and allow all the ideas to flow. So there's no criticism of ideas. You don't want to start critiquing during the brainstorming stage because you want to generate as many ideas as possible. And if you start criticizing, if it's in a group, of course, some people are going to clam up because they don't want to say anything because they're going to be laughed at or criticized. And if you're doing it yourself individually, you're going to block yourself. You're going to end up back where you were before and not being able to come up with ideas. So free yourself and then connect additional ideas on each thought. So someone might come up with a good idea or what possibly could be a good idea, and you think of a related thought or a related context, and you can produce more ideas from that. And then you want to encourage all ideas. It doesn't matter how crazy, how wild, how silly, how impossible it seems at the time. You just want to get as many thoughts and ideas as you can, so you keep that flow moving by not criticizing and encouraging. Here are some goals for brainstorming. You may need to find solutions. So your business or your not-for-profit organization or even you yourself as an individual may have a problem that you need to find new solutions for. Another goal is to explore all avenues. As mentioned before, you don't want to limit yourself. You want to explore as many ideas as possible. And you're going to seek new and innovative ideas. So you're trying to generate something different. And you want to encourage participation. This is a really important goal. It's been mentioned already. I'm going to mention it several times. This really was the whole idea at the beginning. Mr. Osborne wanted to encourage everyone to participate and provide their ideas. Now I'm going to talk for a moment about individual brainstorming for writing because this is how I use it a lot with my students. I'm often meeting them one-on-one and I get them to do some brainstorming on their own when they have a writing project or assignment. And sorry, Rob, about the picture of the cat. I just couldn't resist. I was looking for different methods of writing on a computer. Not too many people use a quill anymore, I suppose, or writing in a book with pen or pencil. It doesn't matter what kind of writing you're doing. Brainstorming can help you to avoid that blank page or that blank computer screen. This is what a lot of my students run into, is they just don't know how to get started, and brainstorming can help overcome that block. So this is what you want to do if you're doing some individual brainstorming. Take 3 to 5 minutes and jot down as many ideas as you can about your topic. And you don't want to reject anything yet. Right now, it's just to get as many ideas as you possibly can, of course related to your topic, but other than that, reject nothing. Don't overthink it. This is what happens with writer's block, with staring at that blank page or screen. We're often trying to overthink it and trying to come up with the perfect solution or the best solution. No, just write down as much as you possibly can. Move quickly. Set that pencil, that quill, that keyboard on fire. You want to get as many thoughts and ideas down as you possibly can. So if you're brainstorming in a group, here are some points to remember. Everyone is encouraged to participate. Remember, you want all the ideas you can get. So no judgments. You want to make sure everyone participates and feels free to do so. You want it to be quick and spontaneous. Spontaneity is important. And remember, you want to keep moving as quickly as you can. Brainstorming should be a relatively speedy process. In a group, you could have someone be the recorder, and this recorder should write things down verbatim. In other words, word for word or as closely as they can. You don't want the recorder editing as you move forward. And you could also have a facilitator, and this person would act sort of as a referee just to keep things moving. Sometimes in group situations, you can get a little bit off track. So all ideas are good, but you don't want to get off topic or off track, and the facilitator can help keep that moving forward. Now, because a lot of teachers here are ESL or EFL teachers, I thought I'd include a few ideas for ESL or EFL groups, or you could even do this individually as well. Simple word lists. For example, list items that would be in a kitchen, and you could have a brainstorm where everyone gives their items or ideas of what would be found in a kitchen. You could also use pictures and ask what is happening and do a brainstorm list of what's happening, or also what items are in the photograph, similar to the list one I mentioned above. You can also use brainstorming for pre-reading or prediction. So if you're going to be reading a story or a book, you can brainstorm about what you think might happen. Or if it's even the next chapter, what might happen there. You can do a brainstorm, and then as you read, see which of those points come true. Grammar, you can use brainstorming the reasons or types of punctuation or sentence structures to be used, etc. There's lots of different grammar points that you can brainstorm about. Or vocabulary, you can use brainstorming to explore word meanings and usages, because of course in English many words have several meanings, and many situations can use different words. So there's lots of things you can brainstorm concerning the vocabulary. After all of this brainstorming, whether individual or group, whether it's for ESL or business or any other kind of situation, that's when you start critiquing, picking out the good points, and moving forward in terms of your writing or in terms of your solution finding. But that, for me, is not really part of the brainstorming. That's what comes after the brainstorming. Well, that's pretty well it for my segment on brainstorming. I want to thank Rob Howard and all the others who helped make the EFL Talks happen. My name again is Ron Johnson. I'm the owner and director of LTL Tutoring Central, a private tutoring business that teaches students of almost any age English, math, and study skills. And there's all my contact information. My website is tutoringcentral.com, email tutoringcentral@hotmail.com. My Skype name is Tutoring Central, and Twitter is @tutoringcentral. So pretty easy to remember. I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the EFL Talks. Hope to see you soon as well. Bye for now.